At first glance, the L319 does not appear to be a car that history should remember. It is compact, boxy, and has a very straightforward appearance. However, sometimes the most significant machines are those that operate silently in the background rather than those that draw attention. This small need arose for a vehicle that was useful, more affordable, and easier to use than a truck. The Mercedes-Benz van became just such a kind of vehicle between 1955 and 1968. It helped small businesses, transported items across congested streets in Europe, and performed everything from emergency services to delivery jobs. Each of the more than 140,000 units produced had the same straightforward goal in mind: to function consistently, every day. The L319 is intriguing not only because of what it was, but also because of why it was constructed. Heavy trucks and passenger automobiles were becoming increasingly different in post-war Europe. Small enterprises required something useful, something more affordable and easy to use than a truck yet more robust than a car. In 1955, Mercedes-Benz filled this void with a very sensible concept. Rather than creating an entirely new design, they made advantage of their prior engineering expertise to create a light commercial vehicle that could fulfill several functions without needless complication. The end product was the L319, a car built with utility as its top concern. The structure of the L319 is the first crucial aspect to comprehend. It was designed in a Cabover engine configuration. This implies that rather than sitting behind a long hood, the driver sits above the engine. This was not the most popular commercial vehicle design at the time, particularly in this class. However, it was only done for practical reasons. Mercedes was able to optimize cargo capacity without lengthening the car overall by moving the cabin forward. This was really helpful for a small delivery company that operates in busy European towns. There wasn't much parking, the streets were small, and every bit of extra space was valuable. Because of this design, the L319 could transport more cargo while being small enough to maneuver through congested metropolitan areas. Beneath the bonnet is the second crucial element. With the L319, Mercedes took a highly calculated risk by not developing an entirely new engine. Rather, they employed tried-and-true engines from their range of passenger cars. The 1.9-litre M121 engine family served as the foundation for early petrol models, while the 1.8-litre OM636 engine was used in diesel models. Innovation for its own sake was not the motivation behind this choice. It had to do with dependability and usefulness. Mercedes made sure that maintenance would be simpler and less expensive by utilizing engines that had already been tested and were well understood by mechanics. For small business owners who relied on day-to-day operations, this meant fewer unplanned malfunctions and easier repairs. Now, the addition of diesel power to a light commercial vehicle of size was one of the L319's most important innovations. Diesel engines were still more frequently seen in larger trucks and industrial equipment during the 1950s. However, Mercedes-Benz realized that diesel provided efficiency, which was crucial for business users. Compared to gasoline-powered engines, diesel engines used less fuel and had a longer service life. In the long term, they were significantly more cost-effective even though they weren't quicker or smoother. This had a significant impact on owners who drove every day, frequently for extended periods of time. It improved overall dependability and decreased running costs, exactly what a functional car needed to provide. The L319's adaptability is its third important feature. This was not a single-purpose vehicle. Rather, it was designed to be an adaptable platform that could be used for various purposes. Depending on how it is configured, it might be used as an ambulance, a distribution van, a small passenger bus, or even, in some areas, a fire department support vehicle. In post-war Europe, where resources were scarce and efficiency was more important than specialization, this adaptability was crucial. Organizations might rely on a single platform that could be modified as needed rather than buying several distinct vehicles. One of the factors contributing to the L319's widespread use in several industries is its practical versatility. The location and method of production of the L319 constitute the fourth crucial aspect. It started out as a Mercedes-Benz passenger car manufacturing facility in Sindelfingen. This is important because it demonstrates that the L319 was not initially viewed as a distinct commercial vehicle development but rather as an extension of current automotive engineering. But as demand grew, production was shifted to Düsseldorf, which eventually became the permanent home of Mercedes commercial cars. This change signified a significant change in the company's approach. The L319's performance demonstrated that there was a sizable and expanding demand for light commercial vehicles and set the stage for Mercedes-Benz's subsequent van development. The actual experiences of those who used the L319 are the fifth important aspect to comprehend. It was never intended to be a luxury car, and it was not one. Rather, it emphasized ease of use, longevity, and simplicity. Both drivers and mechanics valued how simple it was to use and how easy it was to maintain. Because the car constantly performed as intended, many owners grew to have a great deal of faith in it over time. Neither improved comfort nor thrill was promised. It constantly fulfilled its promise of dependability under actual working situations. The extent to which the L319 was utilized in daily life is the sixth crucial fact. It was not restricted to a particular sector or kind of employment. It may be seen carrying passengers during the day, delivering products to stores in the morning, and performing emergency duties as necessary in cities and towns throughout Europe. Even while people weren't always aware of it, its constant visibility made it a familiar aspect of daily life. These kinds of cars frequently blend into society's backdrop, subtly assisting infrastructure without calling attention to themselves. In contrast to passenger automobiles, which are frequently praised, the L319 was precisely that kind of vehicle, always there, always working. Its story's last chapter is one of natural progression rather than failure. Expectations for automobiles were shifting by the late 1960s. Businesses and drivers desired increased performance, better ergonomics, and greater comfort. The L319 was still dependable, although its design was from a bygone period. The Mercedes-Benz T2 series, which provided a more contemporary method of light business transportation, took its place in 1968. This change was neither abrupt nor spectacular. It was a deliberate evolution driven by shifting demands. The L319 was replaced because advancements required a more modern solution, not because it failed. When you consider the L319 as a whole, a number of sensible choices that complemented one another rather than a single striking feature stand out. It was made to work, not to dazzle. It created a vehicle that could be used for a variety of purposes by combining current engine technology, a space-efficient layout, and a flexible body construction. It was successful because it was used at a time when functionality was more important than appearance. Today, the L319 is recognized as a reliable workhorse that supported daily life at a crucial time of reconstruction and expansion rather than as a symbol of luxury or innovation in the dramatic sense. It symbolizes a time when automobiles were evaluated based on their functionality rather than their appearance. From that angle, the L319 was more than just a van. During a period of significant change, it was a component of the foundation that kept cities running, services running, and small companies going. Even now, it is worth remembering because of that silent contribution. Those memories are a part of that same history if you have ever seen one of these vans in person or heard tales about them from someone who utilized them. Because automobiles like these are found in the daily lives they supported, not only in factories or museums.